For all of you guys who voted on the YouTube poll that I should get headers, you are the reason why those are sitting right there. I can't lie to you, I wanted to get them, so it kind of worked out. First of all, in case you couldn't tell, these suckers are from Raceland. And they're actually built for the S50 B32, the European model. So because of that, there's some differences that make it a little harder to fit on a US model, but you can still make it work. Let me point out what I'm talking about. First of all, you see here, there's little holes on top of each of the runner. I think that's for like the Euro secondary air pump system or something. But the nice thing is, those holes are actually threaded. So you can thread in some nuts, just like I did here, to plug those holes and make it work. I ended up getting these M8 1.25 by 12 bolts. They fit perfectly. You can put them in here and they'll plug the holes up. I am gonna have my friend Riley actually weld around the top of each one of those bolts so that it will seal airtight and make sure they're never gonna back out. The other differences with these headers that's gonna make it a little more difficult, so they're not really like quite a bolt-on, is these are longer than the stock exhaust manifolds. So because of that, they don't mate up to the mid-pipe. So not only are we getting new headers, we're also gonna modify the exhaust. They're probably gonna take out some things and they're gonna add in a resonator. I hope it sounds awesome. It's definitely gonna be louder. With that said though, these things are awesome, especially how much I paid for them. They were like under 300 bucks, and then I had to spend a little bit more for everything else, of course. But look how nice the piping looks, and the welds aren't that bad either. So when these headers are installed on that M3 and all the exhaust is finished up, hopefully it's gonna be a good amount louder. It's gonna sound freaking awesome, and maybe it'll have a few more ponies too. We'll see. Who knew the two shapes would sound so different? Oh shoot, headers are out. A lot of people say that taking the headers out really sucks and it's gonna take a long time. And by no means was it simple and well, it was simple, but by no means was it easy. It made it a lot easier because I had all my secondary air pump stuff out. But check it out. Which one of these headers do you think sounds better or makes more power? As you guys can see, those are the secondary air pump holes for the stock ones, and for these Raceland ones, you can see Riley welded up all those nuts on there pretty good. But I literally did the whole job with just this and these two 7/16 wrenches. And so pretty much all of them came out, just the stud and the nut at the same time. But the ones that doesn't bring out the stud with it, all you gotta do is back one up on it, put them against each other, and then it'll come right out. But hey, not hard at all. And you can tell such a huge difference with how much longer these Raceland ones are than these. And that's why it won't mate up to the stock mid-pipe. Well, also the fact that this is a 2-bolt flange, and that's a 3. Not gonna lie, I am halfway tempted to start the car like this with no headers on it at all, just completely open, but for the sake of my neighbors, we're not gonna do it. But we will be starting the car with open headers. Oh, dang, those look sweet. Gosh. Well, as you can tell, the headers are done. Right now, it's just open headers. There's no mid-pipe, in fact. The mid-pipe is right here. And I already dropped off my dining cat back at the exhaust place that I'm gonna be having fab me up a mid-pipe. They're going to basically make a whole new mid-pipe that's just gonna have a resonator. So it's gonna be the headers, a resonated mid-pipe, and the dining axle back. I know I'm gonna get asked, for all you guys who are wondering how the install was, it's way easier to take off the old one than it is to put the new one on, because the new one's a little bit bigger with the pipes, the clearance is a little bit tighter. But it did take about 4 hours, so plan on it taking a while. If you guys want more details on that and some tips that I have to make it go faster, you can hit me up in my DMs on Instagram, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail right now. The downside is, now I have to drive this open headers car all the way down to Salt Lake City from where I live up here a little further north. Basically 40 minutes in the car. I've got earplugs in case it's gonna be super bad drone. I do have to take this opportunity to see what this is gonna sound like with open headers. Here we go. Sorry neighbors. I wish you guys could have seen me in the car. When that started, I seriously shook. It scared me. It was so freaking loud. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be painful. Just shaking the whole car. Oh my gosh. So I think the easiest way for me to help you understand what my exhaust setup is now is just to show you. So that way if you want to mimic it or do the same, you'll be able to kind of know what to do. But because the new headers I got come to about like right here or so, these wouldn't work unless I cut them shorter and had a new flange welded on. So instead of keeping the stock cats and the stock resonator, I just had a whole new section made. You can kind of see the flanges right above the X brace right there. It shows you kind of where the headers were put on. And then these are all new pipes. And it comes back to a big old resonator that I had put on here. And all this is painted black. And then it goes back to my Dynon axle back that I had originally. So now I think it's finally about time that we give you a really good idea of what exactly this thing sounds like. So believe it or not, even though I've had the car for like 2 or 3 days after getting the exhaust done, I've actually never heard it from the outside because I'm always the one driving. So I finally met up with Jack. He's in the driver's seat, and I have to say, I love the way that it sounds. When I got the exhaust done, I didn't want it to be too raspy. I didn't want it to be too loud. I also didn't want it to drone. He's having fun. And yeah, like I said, I can't be more happy. I love the way it sounds. It's nice and deep, and it just sounds, I don't know, it sounds louder in a way that's perfect. Oh, I love it. Intake noise isn't too bad either, is it? Jeez. I think that pretty much gives you guys a pretty good idea about what my exhaust sounds like now. Put in the comments of what you think. Do you guys think it's better when they're louder and raspier? Do you like that I went for kind of a, I guess, a little more muted? It's not super loud. I mean, it's definitely got some noise, but you know. I tried to get some, whoa. So I tried to get a pretty good variety of different shots with me flooring it, with me kind of half throttle, just normal driving, so you guys can get a really good idea about what you can expect from those headers and just a similar exhaust setup overall. Like I said before, I pretty much could not be happier with the way that it sounds. I'm super stoked. I cannot wait to get the new tune put on the car, which is going to be happening this week. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you guys will not miss my next upload, and I will see you guys then.